ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 35, the Gopis sing of Krishna, text number 18 and 19. Mani dharaha kvachit aganayana gaha malaya daita gandha tulasyaha pranayinaha अनुचरस्य कदा हमसे प्रक्षिपन् भुजम् अगायत यत्र पणित वेणु रवा वंचित चित्ताः कृष्णम् अन्वसता कृष्णा गृहिण्यः गुणगणा अर्णम् अनुगत्य हरिण्यः गोपिकाः इव विमुक्ता गृह आशाः मणिधरः क्वचिदगणयन्गा मालया दयितगन्धतुलस्याः प्रणयिनो अनुचरस्य कदांशे प्रक्षिपन् भुजमागायत यत्र क्वणितवेणुरववञ्चितचित्ता कृष्णम् अन्वसत कृष्णग्राहिण्या गुणगणार्णम् अनुगत्य हरिण्यो गोपिका इव विमुक्ता गृहाशा मणिधरः क्वचित् अगणयन्गा मालया दयिता गन्धतुलस्या प्रणयिनो अनुचरस्य कदांसे प्रक्षिपन् भुजमागायत यत्र क्वणितवेणुरववञ्चितचित्ता कृष्णम् अन्वसत कृष्णगृहिण्यः गुणगणार्णम् अनुगत्य हरिण्यो गोपिका इव विमुक्ता गृहाशाः। बोलिए। Matajis? Huh? Ah. Mani, a string of gems. Daraha, holding. Kvachit, somewhere. Aganayan, counting. Gaha, the cows. Malaya, with a flower garland. Daita, of his beloved. Gandha, having the fragrance. Tulasyaha, the tulsi flowers upon which. Pranayinaha, loving. Anucharasya, of a companion. Kada, at some time. Amse, on the shoulder. Prakshipan, throwing. Bhujam, his arm. Agayata, he sang. Yatra, when. Panita, vibrated. Venu, of his flute. Rava, by the sound. Vanchita, stolen. Chittaha, their hearts. Krishnam, Krishna. Anvasata, they sat down beside. Krishna, of the black deer. Grihinyaha, the wives. Gunagana, of all transcendental qualities. Arnam, the ocean. Anugatya, approaching. Harinyaha, the dews. Gopikaha, the gopis. Iva, just like. Vimukta, having given up. Griha, for home and family. Ashaha, their hopes. Translation purported by the disciples of His Divine Grace. Translation. Now Krishna is standing somewhere, counting his cows on a string of gems. He wears a garland of tulsi flowers that bear the fragrance of his beloved, and he has thrown his arm over the shoulder of an affectionate coward boyfriend. As Krishna plays his flute and sings, the music attracts the black deer's wives, who approach that ocean of transcendental qualities and sit down beside him. Just like us, cowherd girls, they have given up all hope for happiness in family life. Purport. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that in the afternoon, Sri Krishna dressed himself in new clothing and then went out to call the cows home. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the following information about the transcendental cows of Vrindavan. For each of the 4 colors of cows, white, red, black and yellow, there are 25 subdivisions, making a total of 100 colors. And such qualities as being colored like sandalwood pulp, tilaka, or having a head shaped like a mridanga, drum, create 8 further groups. To count these 108 groups of cows, distinguished by color and form, Krishna is using a string of 108 jewel beads. Thus, when Krishna calls out, Hey Dhavali, the name of a white cow, a whole group of white cows come forward. When he calls Hamshi, Chandani, Mukta and so on, the 24 other groups of white cows come. The reddish cows are called Aruni, Kunkuma, Saraswati, etc. The blackish ones, Shamala, Dhumala, Yamuna, etc. And the yellowish ones, Pita, Pingala, Haritalika, etc. Those in the group with tilaka marks on their foreheads are called Chitrita, Chitratilaka, Dirgha Tilaka, and Tiryak Tilaka. And there are groups known as Mridanga Mridanga head, Simhamukhi, lion head, and so on. Thus, being called by name, the cows are coming forward, and Krishna, thinking that when it is time to bring them back from the forest, none should be forgotten, is counting them on his jeweled beads. Om Ajnanatimirindasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalptarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasavi Gaurabhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamalini Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre. Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for this Sunday Bhagavatam class. I am the late replacement. His Grace Bhima Prabhu was supposed to give the lecture. Because he is unwell, they asked me to give the class. Not much time to prepare, but whatever I know, I'll speak. Last week, 2 lectures I gave on Gopi Geet. Some little bit left out. After the gopis sang and all, then Krishna appeared. And then Tamal Krishna Prabhu explained, the gopis have asked 3 questions to Krishna. Right? There are, means one question, 3 kinds of people are there. One kind is, they give love, they reciprocate with your loving feelings, when you love them. Other kind of person is that even if other people they show love, but even then also somebody doesn't respond. And third kind of people are somebody who is spiritually satisfied, materially satisfied, ungrateful, Guru Droha. So there are people like that. Who amongst you who amongst you? Who are you amongst them? Then Krishna explains and all that. So in the end, Krishna says, Na parayeham nirvidya samyuja swasad krityam vibudayushapi vaha ya ma bhajan durjara geha shankala samvrishya tad vaha pratiyatu sadhuna. Na parayeham. So, there is a verse which is a very, our movement is based on that verse. Jnane prayasa udapasya namante eva jivanti sanmukuridam bhavadi vartam sthane sthita shrutikatam tanuvan manobhir yap prayasa jita ajita asitais trilokya. So, this is a prayer, third prayer by Brahmaji. So, actually, Krishna is Ajita, unconquerable, but he becomes conquered by devotees. By which kind of devotees? Huh? Huh? Which kind of devotees? All of you who are sitting here, right? Because those who hear Krishna Katha, only thing is Sanmukaritam Bhavadi Varta. You should hear from a pure devotee, but I am not one. But we are discussing Prabhupada books, so you are hearing from Prabhupada. So anybody who hears from a pure devotee, your katha, Brahmaji is saying, Brahmaji, who is Brahmaji? Bhagavan Brahmakar Sneha, Trin Anviksha Manishaya, Yad Adyavastha Kutasto, Ratyatmanam Yato Bhavet. Vedas, originally Vedas consist of 100 crores. Kitna? 100 crores. And Brahmaloka. Brahmaji read 3 times. Vedas, Brahmaji read 3 times. That is why he is known as Manishina. Trin Anviksha Manishina. He is the most intelligent person of the entire creation. And then Adi Purusha, first living entity also. Adi Kavaye. And he concluded, after reading all the Vedas, Puranas and Upanishads and all, the most beneficial activity for a living entity is to love Krishna. Ratyatmanam yato bhavet. So, such a personality is giving a very simple formula. Simple formula. There is one Dr. O.B.L. Kapoor, Prabhupada's friend. He was joking with Prabhupada once. Abhay Babu, you are a chemist. Prabhupada was a chemist. And he is very expert, pharmacologist. He was making medicines and all by his own formula and all. And he asked, can you give some chemical formula by which we can get love of God? Srila Prabhupada said, I know what is the formula for getting love of God, even though I am not able to follow. What is that? Trunadapi sunichena taroriva sahistruna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. In the same way, Brahmaji was giving a formula that how to conquer Krishna. What is that? How to conquer Krishna? Sthane sthita shrutikatam sarvan manubhir. Just even if you cannot read Bhagavatam, Vishnu Thakur says, every day offer obeisance to Bhagavatam. Right? You can't every day touch Bhagavatam and then offer obeisances. Offer a flower to Srimad Bhagavatam, set of Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? Yeah, in Vishnu Purana it is said that a devotee like Prahlad Maharaj will take birth in your family if you do that. फिर ऐसा वक्त पैदा होता है 21 जनरेशन अभी आपको भक्ति करने की जरूरत नहीं है, राइट? Like that. What is that? So anyway, which is the best example of a devotee who conquered Krishna? The Gopikas. So how they conquered? Krishna is telling gopis that, my dear gopis, that na parayeham, I cannot repay your debt. I am defeated. Nirvidya samyuja. There is no fault of you associating with me. There is no fault in you at all. Don't feel bad that I left you. I left you. there is no fault in you. You have given up karma, you have given up jnana, you have given up yoga, you have given up everything. So you are pure by your own nature, not by associating with somebody or you became sanctified and all that. Then I cannot repay your debt, right? Vibudayusha api. Even if I get lifespan of Brahmaji, still I cannot repay your debt. Right? Why? Ma bhajan. Durjara Geha Shankala. Right? Yat Pada Palasa Vilas Bhaktya, that verse is there in 4th Canto Bhagavatam. In that it says, even for great sages, it is very, very difficult to give up family affection. You know, what to speak of ordinary people like us. Right? Very, very difficult. But you have given up your relation with your husbands, your relation with your sisters-in-law, sisters, mother, father, brothers, children, everybody you gave up. And then Vishnu Thakur says, Mahabhajan means, another meaning is, unlike some immature yogis, you will not go back again. And there are some brahmacharis in our temple, in our ISKCON movement. They came to ISKCON and they never went back to their houses. No looking back. Arey, maa bimar hai, baap, business loss ho gaya. I have to take care of the family. Nothing, mar jao. Right? This boy is asking, Prabhuji, when should I join? Father, mother is there. I'm the only son. And I gave him the answer. Very simple. Just like, when a vomit comes, right? You cannot stop. Ulti aata hai na? Rok nahi sakta hai. ऐसा ही, when Krishna calls you, when the desire to serve Krishna comes, nobody can, nothing, no parents, nothing, duties, nothing will stop you. You just, like in a trance, you come and join. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, they used, some of these devotees, they used to come, the parents, they would come. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur would hide them under his bed. Nahi hai hamare paas. Dhoond lo. He's not there. Sometimes the wives and all, they would drag, their husbands back. Then Bhaktisiddhanta would cry. Arey, I could not save one soul. There is my father. He was writing letters to President of India, governors, that, these ISKCON people, or Mukund Madhavu knows. I think you met, right? My father? A long time. He was saying, why are you taking my son? There are so many people, who are not engineers and all. Government has spent so much money on making him an engineer. He should contribute. He went to Kanchi Kamakoti Pita, the Jayendra Saraswati. No, don't worry, your son will come back, he told. So there is a lot of problem created by parents of the devotees, right? But still, devotees, they don't care. They continue to practice devotional service like that. So it is very, very difficult. Prabhupada used to, my father used to blame my Prabhupada. He got married, he got 4 sons or 5 sons, and then he is forcing you to become brahmachari. And then some people, they blame Krishna. Krishna married 16,108 wives, and then he got with everybody millions of sons. And there he is forcing his devotees to remain brahmachari. Right? They very, very, confusing. Like that. Very difficult, almost impossible to give up family affection. Right? So Krishna is telling that you are so great that you don't care, just like it is immature yogis, that for your family members and all, you just simply don't care. You are simply dedicated to me. But take my case. Take my case. Even though I worship you, I have connection with my father, I have connection with my mother, I have connection with my brothers, chachas, chachis, everybody. I have not given up anything for you. My dear gopis, in this regard, I promised in Bhagavad Gita, ye yathamam prapadyante, tam satyave bhajamyaham. As you surrender, I reward. In your case, I failed. Because I'm not able to reciprocate equally, because I have to give up my parents and all, but I am unable to give up my parents and all. So you are very, very great. So then what we should do? Be satisfied. I cannot repay your debt. Be satisfied, huh? With your own service. Because swasadu krityam means, Vishnu Krityam means singular. One activity performed by you is so great, I cannot repay. What to speak of so many activities that you are performing? So you even though you are so nice devotees, you may forgive me for my impudence of leaving you like this in the middle of the night. But still, I will remain indebted to you. Right? So this is the verse, na parayeham, the verse, where it shows the greatness of devotees' love, where Krishna gets defeated. Krishna gets defeated. Like that. Such are the devotees. Then gopis thought, oh, actually, in order to show to the people our position, how much love we have, that's why Krishna did this. There is no bad intention on behalf of Krishna. Unnecessarily, we are cursing Krishna. We are very bad. Actually, Krishna's love for us is glorious. Like that, gopis are thinking. Vishnu Thakur writes. Anyway, so these are the devotees. And Vishnu Thakur says, or Janudip Prabhu was saying, and then I also felt many times when we read Bhakti Rasam Sindhu, Thakur's commentary, we say, "Arey, itna suffering." If you, like Prema Vaichitya, many devotees they have explained, Prem Sarovar. Right? In the presence of Krishna, you feel separation from him. With the anticipation that you will become separated from Krishna. After that pastime, Krishna decided to leave Vrindavan because it seems I like it. So it's like that. Then Vishnu Thakur says, I want to assure that those devotees who are feeling separation from Krishna, it is not suffering. A devotee experiences millions and millions of times more bliss in separation from Krishna, singing for him, pining for him, crying for him, than in actual meeting with Krishna. So, Vishnu Thakur says both are required. For completion of love for Krishna, both are required. Sambhoga and Viraha also. Like that. So, this is a hallmark of, that is why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached. Prabhupada always says, Goswamis, they never said, I met Krishna, I met Srimad Radharani. They are always saying, Hey Krishna, Hey Radhe, right? Hey Vrajagopike, where are you, where are you? Right? So, devotees should not, later on it comes, I want to assure you that Krishna never left Vrindavan. Right? Krishna never left Vrindavan. They are always, So these gopis, even though they are going to meet Krishna in the evening time, when Krishna goes on for a pasturing ground, for taking care of the cows and the calves, they feel separation, and they are singing the glories. So there is. I have explained Venu Gita, and there this is Yugal Gita. You know, Yugal Gita means two verses at a time. They are singing. They are singing at two verses at a time. So, so in this verse, the gopis they are singing. They are how Krishna while coming back, how he collects all the cows. You know, there are different colors of the cows. Once Prabhupada told Gunarna Prabhu that black cow is the best of all cows. Black cow, right? Deshi cow, black. The milk that is coming from that cow is most beneficial and healthy. So, Gunarna Prabhu, he had a watch, क्या बोलते हैं, Rolex. You know, in India, in 1970s, India is a very poor country. Of course, even now also poor country only. Few people are very rich, but otherwise, Rolex watch, he has a what? Very, very expensive watch. He sold that watch to purchase a cow because during the time 1970s they had no money, right? The devotees who are actually accustomed to drinking Coca-Cola, they were actually drinking water infested with the germs, right? Well, like that. It was like that. So they didn't have so much money. So he sold off his Rolex watch and got some money, and then he purchased a cow, and then he brought it. That's how that Goshala he started, Gunarna Prabhu. And once the Prabhupada told him, get a, that time Prabhupada was unwell, and then he said, get me a black cow and milk. Like that. And then again he did something. So what he did, he, the Indian cows, they are very, very soft. And the foreign cows, bulls and all, they are very, very sturdy. They can, tolerate the heat and cold and more nicely. He went to the army basement in Mathura. From them, he learned how to hybrid foreign cows and the Indian cows. The cows, India giving a lot of milk and all, and then the breed of foreign cows, bulls, where they can manage the heat and cold and all that, like that. And he started producing hybrid cows and all, like that. And then somehow Prabhupada told him, bring a black cow. Then somehow or other he arranged a black cow. And then every day he was giving milk to Prabhupada from that. And in his last days, all the devotees were given a chance to duty to perform chanting, slow chanting, not Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada was not liking it. The simple play kartal slowly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Like that, slowly. Prabhupada used to listen in the last days, like that. And then Prabhupada in his most humble mood that time, he was begging forgiveness from all the devotees and God brothers and all. So Gunarna Prabhu, he was singing, and then Prabhupada opened his eyes. Oh, Gunarnava. Then he was asking Prabhupada, if I have committed any offense, please forgive me and all that. I could not serve, because it was very tough, So he was involved in building Vrindavan temple, and it was very tough. Prabhupada used to chastise devotees like anything, like that. So they were short on their experience in Indian conditions, like that. So, like that. So Prabhupada thanked him. He was shedding tears. That Gunarnava, you saved my life. You saved my life by bringing milk of black cow. Said Gunarnava Prabhu started crying. Said Prabhupada, what are you saying? How I can save your life? Like that. So you can just imagine from this verse that Krishna was having so many cows. In Vengita, there is one verse. Gagopakair anuvanam nayato raudara venusvane kalapadais tanubrutsu shakya aspandanam gatimatam pulakastarunam niryogapashakrutalakshanayor vichitram. Gagopakair. So same verse, same kind of. That's why I will. There is a lot of commentary on this. I will explain this verse. Uh, Krishna, along with the gopas and the cows, every day they would go around 3:30, 4 o'clock. Krishna would say, "Come, let us go back, let us go back." So meanwhile, whole day the gopas are giving a lot of pleasure to Krishna by their wonderful talks, by their wonderful loving exchanges with Krishna, and they are very, very expert in giving pleasure to Krishna. Right? So Vishnu Chakatagur says that they have indulging in varied talks, alapa, repeated talks, anulapa, nonsense talk, nonsense prattle, pralapa, dialogue, samlapa, beautiful words, supralapa, lamenting words, vilapa, critical words, ninda, astonishing poetry, chitrakavya. So, like that, in various ways they are talking with Krishna and they are giving pleasure to Krishna. Meanwhile, Madhumangal received very nice special laddus from Jatila. And then he did not want to share his laddus with all of his friends, including Krishna. And then he tied them very nicely and then put it under his arm. This Balaram has seen. Balaram came, said, "Bhatto, come here, come here. What are you hiding?" Said, "It is none of your business." Bhatto said, "It is none of your business." No, no, no. What did you receive? What is that packet under your arm? It is a special prasadam I got. It is Sun God's prasadam. Surya Prasad. I did some special puja because of my Brahminical expertise. I got. So I am. Then Balaram said, "Better you show me. I want to see." He said, "I know what kind of a person you are. I am not going to show it to you. I am not going to show it to you." He said, "Why?" He said, "You are a very, very greedy person. So you will eat everything." He said, "No, no, no. You just show me. I will decide how much you can take. Then how much better you distribute among all the friends equally, because that is the quality of a brahmana, right? What are the qualification of brahmana? Yajan, patan, dana pratigraha, right? So you take dana and then you keep it something with you and then distribute to others." They said, "I am not having any such thoughts, because I worked very hard. I did tapasya. I am very expert in chanting mantras and all. You coward boys, you are useless guys. And there is no comparison with you and myself. I am a very sreshta brahmana. You are, low caste coward boys. I don't want to share my wealth with you. If I want, I will give it to charity to brahmana and another brahmana. Charity should be given to brahmanas, not to the coward boys." Balaram said, "Better you, then see, better you distribute on your own. Otherwise, these boys are very, very restless. They are also observing other coward boys, right? They will simply loot. No, then there is some argument going on. Balramji secretly gave, indication, to cowherd boys, gather him, grab, gather around him, like that. And all the cowherd boys, they gathered around Madhumangal. And then Balaramji left his hull, and he was actually you know then trying to come near to Madhumangal. So Bharto Madhumangal, he more very securely kept it under his arm, and then trying to protect himself. So meanwhile Subala, he closed his eyes. Madhumangal's eyes. And then another fellow, took away the prasadam, laddu packet, like that. And then he started running. And then one fellow came, and then he took away he removed the tuck of dhoti from the back side. And then another fellow came, and then he took out from the front side. One fellow came and stole his venu. Another fellow stole his stick. Like that, another fellow removed the turban. Simply harassed. And then Madhumangal was giving choicest galis and shrap. He says, I am giving you shrap that you will become kutta, billi. Then all the boys said, you are Faltu Brahman. Huh? Your curses and all, they don't work. They don't work on us. Get lost. Then everybody then started eating the very nice, delicious laddus. And then, making him, teasing him. Madhu, bahut acha hai, tasty hai. Then Madhumangal was laughing, crying and cursing. Said, give me back my laddu. Abhi aur kidhar laddu? Sab kha liya. And then Krishna, he took away the stick of Krishna, and he started chasing the boys. And then they started running like that. Like this, Then he became very tired. Then he said, I am going to, you are all greedy coward boys, not respecting Brahmana, a high class Brahmana like me. I am going to complain. You are all, greedy, useless activities to Nanda Maharaj. Like that. I'm going. And then Balaram pacified, affectionately caught her. No. Bhul jao sab. Like that. Kaisa bhul jao? You are the most cruel person in the world. Balu, I am not going to forgive you. Unless all these boys, all of you, come, Gutnu take ke. Gudnu take ke, kshama mango, I will think of forgiving you. Like that. Then they said, then some Subala and all that, who wants your forgiveness? Get lost. Then Madhumangal is saying, at least give back my stick and all, Venu and all. Then Gopala, he came and he embraced Madhumangal, and then he pacified him. And then Krishna personally, उसका पेट बाहर निकल रहा था, protruding belly. Brahmana Bhojana Priya, right? In Andhra, some in Tadinam, that means Shraddha Bhojan. They in Shraddha Bhojan मेदु वड़ा को खोल नहीं बनाने का उस दिन, पता है? Usually मेदु वड़ा खोल बनाता है, लेकिन on Shraddha day you should not make whole, full vadas, like that. So two Brahmanas are talking after the Pitrupaksha. Pitrupaksha is over. He's talking, how is your health? Arey kya bataun, Pitrupaksha mein every day I am able to eat only 30 vadas. 30 वड़ा, हमको तो 2 वड़ा खाने से पेट खराब हो जाता है. The Shraddha Brahmins, they have a very high appetite, Then they have to eat a lot of food with ghee, cooked with ghee, vadas and pakodas and pulihara and Puran Poli, क्या बनाते हैं उस दिन. Purnam Puri, they say, there is some Huh? they they stuff with some sweet thing. They are very famous in Andhra. So Shraddha Bhojana means all these things are there, and then Bhukta is some like that. And next day again, 15 days, it is. Anyway, so इसलिए मधुमंगल को पेट आ गया. So Krishna very nicely tied his dhoti, hiding his pate. And then he put a turban on the head of Madhumangal in a very joking way, in a funny way. Then again he brought back all his stick, Venu, bugle, and everything. So like that, so they are playing. Krishna and all the covered boys, they were playing. So when it is around 4 o'clock or something like that, he would play flute and call all the cows. Davali, he, like that Krishna would call. And then immediately Davali will, Padme, he. And then, they all will come, running. And then they drink the beauty of Krishna with their eyes. They want to taste the beauty of Krishna by licking him. And they want to enjoy the beauty of Krishna by hearing his sweet words and flute song. Right? And then Krishna is known as Amrita Avatar. Krishna is known as Mukunda Avatar. Krishna is known as Purna Purushottam Bhagavan. Krishna is known as Vishwarup Avatar. All the avatars, embodiment of all, every, like that. Yeah, so Krishna is Amrita Avatar. So Krishna, because of love for Krishna, the cows and the calves, they would eat the grass, but they won't munch them. Because when Krishna plays flute, they open their mouths and remain like that. So they don't eat only. Yeah. So Krishna would call them. And then millions and cows, they gather around Krishna. By the influence of Yoga Maya, all the cows, each and every cow thinks that Krishna is patting on their back. They know, like Krishna is patting on each and every cow's back on the, did you eat Davali? Did you eat sweet grass of Govardhan? Did you drink enough water? Is your thirst quenched or not? They didn't drink water. They didn't eat grass because they were always in ecstasy. So, but Krishna, haath mein amrit hai. Right? Amrit hai na? Amrit hai. So he would pat, and then they would, all their hunger, thirst, everything will go away. That's how the cows survived. Right? That's how the cows have survived. Otherwise, where is like that? Come, then he said, come, let us go back. I think then they don't want to go back, the cows. Because if they go back to the barn, the cow shed, they will not be able to see Krishna. That is why they were refusing to go. Then he said, no, you have to feed the calves. We have other work also. We have to give the milk also, like that. And then Krishna would convince them. All the Vishnu Chakravarti says, love sick cows. Love sick cows. Krishna has to convince them very hard. Come, let us go back. Like that. Then meanwhile, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda, all the gopis and all, Nanda Maharaj would go, Yashoda was restless. Is Krishna coming back? Is Krishna coming? Then they were then bulls also are there. So when Krishna was coming back, it is very nicely written sentence is there. There was no covered boy. There is no road, without, which is not decorated with a covered boy. They are all coming back. And there is no covered boy who is not playing. And there is no play without any humor. And there is no humor which is not satisfying Krishna. Like that, like a paitan, they were all coming back. On one side, bulls, blackish bulls. On the other side, whitish cows. It looked like on one side Ganga is flowing, on another side Yamuna is flowing. to meet their lover, Krishna. Like that. Very nicely described. So, uh, the Yashoda was restless. When is Krishna when is Krishna coming back? When is Krishna coming back? And she would push Nanda Maharaj. Go on the top. Go on the top and look through Durbini. And there is a tower, on the terrace of a building, and then they have a Durbini, telescopes like thing to see whether Krishna is coming back or not. How will they know that Krishna is coming back? Huh? you know, there is one beautiful verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. When Krishna is coming back, there is little darkness in the northern area. The sun sets, becomes dark little bit early. So Krishna is coming back. There is a darkness already, and the entire Vrindavan is covered with the dust raised by the calves, hoofs, right? And Mayavadis, people like Mayavadis, for them Krishna is not visible because his entire Krishna is covered with dust of cows, raised by cows, right? But Vrindavan Vasis, they know that Krishna is coming back, even though they cannot see Krishna because of the dust raised by the cows, like that. So one devotee is praising that many of the sages and the saintly people, they hanker for the dust of lotus feet of Krishna, but they did not conceive the dust of the cows, feet, covering the beautiful hair of Krishna. Krishna's hair, longish hair, is completely covered with the dust of the cow, Raj raised by the calves and the cows and all that. So, like this, Krishna is coming back, and the gopis, they are actually praising. The gopis are praising. Anyway, so in that verse, Niryoga Pasha is there. What is this Niryoga Pasha? Prabhupada explains this. There is if you take darshan of Krishna and Balaram in Vrindavan temple very carefully, sometimes they tie ropes around the waist of Krishna and Balaram. Did you observe? How many of you observed? Have you seen the ropes on Krishna Balaram? You didn't see? Prabhupada writes in 4th Canto Bhagavatam, when we come to see darshan of Radha Ras Vihari, you should become like Madirekshana. Madirekshana means the bees drinking the honey. In the same way, our eyes should become like bees and drink the nectar from the lotus feet of Radha Ras Vihari. Right? Here and there you should not see. Right? Once I was so much hankering to have darshan of Balaji sitting very near, doing all the abhishek and all that. It's very rare. So one of the devotees from Tirupati temple, he arranged a special darshan, right? So luckily that day, Chief Minister of Karnataka, Yeduriyappa, he was coming with his family. So all others, I was there, and then his family is there, and then all others are blocked. And then this devotee, I'm seeing, Abhishek and Balaji dressing and all that. It's very beautiful. And then this devotee is senior to me. Sometimes, this family are coming, I'm hearing, I am looking here and there. He would slap on my head. Idhar udhar kyun dekh raha hai? You will not get a chance again. Look at Balaji. Yeah, like that. Very beautiful experience, Balaji. Anyway, so Prabhupada writes, the Krishna and Balaram, they carry ropes, sometimes around their neck, around their waist. So it is for the using those ropes to bind the hind legs of the cows while milking. Otherwise, lat khana padta hai, right? They tie the hind legs of the cows while milking, like that. So Krishna, Vishnu Chakur writes that these ropes are a very, very beautiful yellowish color, and then studded with pearls and the diamonds and all that. Pearls and diamonds and all. And Krishna sometimes put the ropes around their waist, or sometimes around he'll tie the he will decorate, just like our V's decorate Radha Raspberry with little some chains and all that. So Krishna would decorate his turban with these ropes because they are studded with the diamonds and pearls and all. So Krishna looks very, very beautiful. And the gopis are chanted, sometimes Krishna would. So what is this Niryoga Pasha? Niryoga Pasha means it is just like it is the sign of ultimate Krishna's ultimate pastime of binding his devotees with love, with ropes of love, with ropes of love. Krishna, he is put that verse 21 chapter, last but one verse. Ga Gopakayar Anuvanam. Krishna ties the hind legs of the cows to extract the milk of the cows. In the same way, Krishna, he is looking for the devotees, and then grab them and tie them with these ropes of love and extract from their hearts their prema bhakti. Krishna Chakra writes, prema bhakti. Anuvanam means, got that verse? Ga Gopakayar. Last but one. Previous verse. Usse pehle wala. Anuvanam means Krishna is going through sub-forests and everywhere he was roaming around. Why? Because Srimad Radharani is saying, see, Krishna is roaming around looking for people because Vichitra, he is performing wonderful pastimes. And then he wants to catch those devotees, those people who are left behind. And he wants to grab them and bind them with his ropes of love. Niryoga means, tying very tightly. Tying very tightly. So, Krishna is looking for the devotees, with his Niryoga Pasha, and then tie them with his love by showing his beautiful form, by showing his wonderful pastimes, by making them hear his wonderful flute sound, like that. And so the Srimati Radhika is saying, when Krishna, he is tying the these ropes around his turban, on his turban, that means he is successful on that day, that he grabbed one devotee and tied him with the ropes of love. But when he is carrying the ropes of love in his hand, that means he is looking for somebody. So let us go there, Krishna is, Krishna will be looking for us. So, like this, Krishna is trying to tie everyone, all of us, with his ropes of love. With his ropes of love. And then once, Sukadeva Goswami says in 11th canto Bhagavatam, that once, anyway, in first canto, second verse. Kaun sa hai? Bolo. Dharma projita, Kaitavatra, Paramonirma Sharanam Satam. Anybody who hears Bhagavatam or who starts hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, usually Krishna is present in our heart as Paramatma. What is the nature of Paramatma? He is neutral. He is neutral. But as soon as you start reading Prabhupada's Bhagavatam, what Krishna will do? He will enter your heart, in one hand carrying a broom, in another hand with flute. He will push out the Paramatma and he will settle down in our heart. And then he consider it as a Leela Sthan, our heart. And then he performs many wonderful pastimes. And then avarudyate means he becomes arrested. He becomes arrested. Just like, why, Vishnu and all, they are always Siddha, right? Even Bhagavan Ramchandra, they are very Siddha. They don't bend, right? But Krishna is a Trivanga Lalita. Why? Because when somebody tries to catch a fish, they throw a hook. Hook is like this, right? So it's very, very difficult for the fish to come out. In the same way, it is very easy for Paramatma to come out because he is Siddha, he was standing Siddha. But it is very, very difficult for Krishna to come out because he is Teda. Teda. And Sukadeva Goswami says, even if once Krishna enters your heart, even if you listen inattentively, even if you chant inattentively, even if you don't listen properly, still Krishna doesn't like to come out of your heart. Right? So, like this, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He makes everybody dance according to his tunes. Right? He binds everybody with his ropes of love. But for Krishna, Srimati Radharani binds him with her ropes of love. Everybody goes to Krishna and then they say, give, give, give. Then Radharani calls Krishna, take, take, take. Right? Krishna is the giver to everybody else, but Radharani is the one giver to Krishna. What does she give? Happiness, love, and all that. Right? So Niryoga Pasha, very nicely, beautifully commented. And then Nandarani, because she wanted to punish Krishna during Damodar Leela, she wanted to bind him. But finally, she bound with Krishna with ropes of love. Why Krishna? Why Damodar? Next week somebody will describe. He is known as Radha Damodar. Where is Radharani involved? Huh? Yeah, that is one reason. Another reason Vishnu Chakravarti gives that once Krishna came late for his appointment with Srimati Radharani because he met some other gopi, and Srimati Radharani came to know that he became delayed because he was meeting with some other gopi. She became very angry, and then she was crying, and her eyes became very reddish, and then she cast a reproachful glance at Krishna. Angrily, she glanced at Krishna. Even though on his bluish body there were no ropes seen, but because of her casting loving glances on Krishna, he was bound and he was unable to move. Right? So then when Srimati Radharani understood that Krishna became enough submissive, then she released her loving glances, like that. And then he became released. That is why he is also known as Damodar of Srimati Radharani, because she also tied Krishna with her love. Like that, Krishna performs many wonderful pastimes. This one more aspect is left out. I will explain some other time. There is not much time. So Aspandana Gatimatam, that verse, that line is there. Anyway, so this is how Krishna. I will finish by saying that even the mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, they also feel separation from Krishna. And the cowherd boys, they are very, very fortunate that whole day they are associating with Krishna. Right? And that is why the gopis, they feel very bad that Krishna is not meeting us. He is actually resting his shoulder on one of the covered boys. And then he was wearing very nice, beautiful tulsi garland. So like that, all the time they were thinking. So the entire Bhagavatam is the result of two verses of Bhagavad Gita, last two verses. Manmana bhav madbhakta, sarvadharman parityaja. This is Manmana bhav madbhakta, always thinking of Krishna. Once Prabhupada was giving lecture in Paris. What is the difficulty for doing these four things? Manmana, madbhakta, madhyaji, mam namaskaru. Four things. Right? Prabhupada established this temple based on this verse. Manmana bhav madbhakta, always think of Krishna, I'll think of Radha Ras Bihari. Right? If you can't do that, madbhakta become his devotee. Devotee means chanting, reading, doing some seva and all that, right? Madbhakta. Madhyaji, if you cannot do that, do worship. If you cannot do that also, Mam namaskuru. Right? It is said that a person who was performing 10 Ashwamedha Yajnas, performing Ashwamedha Yajna is not easy thing. Person who has performed 10 Ashwamedha Yajnas, there is a possibility that he may come back. But a person who comes and offers respectful obeisance to Shri Radha Ras Bihari, he will not come back again. Right? That is why many times I told this. Some new people are there. Once one journalist was asking Prabhupada, do you teach asanas? Prabhupada said, yes, I teach the most difficult asana. Disciples are very surprised. Prabhupada never taught any. He was against. He was against practicing asanas. And they asked, Prabhupada, which asana you taught us? He said, Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam. Parasara Bhatta says that when a devotee is finished his life and then he go, Sri Vaishnava, according to Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, you should not get up from the Pankti Bhojan. When the devotees, in ISKCON we don't follow anything. Sanskar is not there. But otherwise, even in houses also, if unless my father would get up, you won't get up. You wait. Right? That is the system. So in Pankti Bhojan, if you get up, then you have to take the karma of all the people sitting left of yours. If at all there is some work you have to go, then draw one line and then get up. Like that. Anyway, so according to Shiva Vaishnavas, a devotee, when he dies, all his bad karmas will go to his enemies. And then all his good karmas will go to his relatives, friends. And then he will go back to Godhead. Anyway, so when Lakshmi Devi, Narayana, when they come to pick up the devotee, to take him back to Godhead, Lakshmi Devi was bending his head, morose. Narayana catches her chin and then lifts her. Said, Devi, what is the cause of your lamentation? Said, see, this devotee, every day he was coming and offering obeisance to us. I am very, very much regretful that we are only able to give only Vaikuntha. We can't give more than this to a person who is offering respectful obeisances. Right? So, Prabhupada, somebody asked, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is mentioned, you have to follow Vrajavasi. Somebody went and asked Prabhupada, which Vrajavasi we have to follow? Prabhupada said, I am also Vrajavasi. Right? So we should simply follow Prabhupada and do this for this verse, practice this verse. Manmana bhava madbhakta, madhyaji mam namaskaru, mamevesha satyam te, pratijani priyosi me. Arjuna told, it seems, in this verse purport, Vishnu Chakravarti writes, that usually Madhuravasis should not be trusted. They tell so many lies. Like your father told a lie. That he said, I will give you all my 8 sons. We didn't give, right? Then Prabhupada commented, बाप ऐसा है तो बेटा कैसा रहेगा पता चलता है ना. Prabhupada was joking. So, I will not trust you. Pratijani, he was promising, right? He was taking a. Well, then Krishna told, it seems, no, Brajavasi, what you said is correct. Madhuravasis, Yadavas, we are, should not be trusted. But we don't tell lies to our dear and near ones. That is why he is addressing Arjuna as Priyosime. I will finish by saying this. Once Yamuna Mataji, when Radha Landaneshwar were established, she was very actively involved, Yamuna Mataji. And then one day, she was actually taking darshan. Prabhupada came. And then Yamuna Mataji was looking at Krishna very intently, taking, drinking the beauty of Radha Landaneshwar. And then Prabhupada observed, you like? Yes, Prabhupada, I like. Then Prabhupada told her, just follow the process I given you, you will go back to Godhead. Right? Chanting 16 rounds, following for regulatory principles, reading Bhagavatam, doing some seva. Prabhupada promised, we'll go back to Godhead. So there is nothing much to just follow this verse. Manmana bhav madbhakta, madhyaji mam namaskaru, mame vaishya satyam te, pratijani priyosme. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Thank you very much. Anybody has any questions, comments? Okay. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki